Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television live from Lagos. A reminder of our top stories now. Former Governor of Edo State, John Oyegun, emerges national chairman of the APC, pledges to lead party to victory in 2015. PDP congratulates new leadership of APC, calls for politics without bitterness and division among Nigerians. Ahead of the governorship election in Ekiti State, Governor Fayemi receives the endorsement of labor unions, and 49 killed as pro-Russian militants shoot down Ukrainian army transport plane. President Poroshenko vows to retaliate attack. Well, all our top stories can be found on our website, channelstv.com, and on youtube.com/channelsweb. Do visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on your mobile device. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows phones from their respective stores. Or you can also interact with the Channels Eyewitness feature on our Android, iOS, and Windows 8 platforms. If you have pictures or videos to share with us, tap the application on your device, swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu, and follow the instructions. And here are some eyewitness reports we have received. We begin in Oyo State, southwest of Nigeria, where the students of the Training Center for the Blind in Ogbomoso are protesting scarcity of water and poor facility in their school. Well, next is this picture of a part of Owerri Port Harcourt Road showing falling trailers due to the bad condition of the road. This eyewitness says it's a federal road and the appropriate authority should do something to fix it. And here in Lagos, the eyewitness says residents of Agopaliswe or Kota have continued to suffer the abandonment of this road by the state government. I'd like to thank you so very much for your reports. Please keep them coming. Well, now 61 days in. Well, 61 days into the search of the Chibok girls, organizers of the Bring Back Our Girls campaign still converged on the Unity Fountain, Abuja, to further air their grievances over the matter. The group led by Mrs. Hadiza Bala Usman vehemently dissociated itself from partisan politics. This comes after an incident where some people from the Chibok area gathered at the protest venue wearing party uniforms.
The clothes. When you appreciate the context with which we have been attacked, you should be mindful of inviting the APC chairman of Chibok to come here. You know what I mean? Beyond even the women wearing the clothes. You know, what information is going to provide us that the chairman of the local government is not going to provide. So some of these things should be done. You should think through them. I appreciate some of us might not understand the dynamics, but it's very, very important. I had to call the chairman and tell him to tell this woman to leave. Even the chairman of APC, when he introduced himself, I was almost going to tell him to tell the man to leave. You know, this is not a joke. People have to realize it.
Well, the Abia State Command of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, Mr. Andy Dirtier, has vowed to track down vandals in the state during a parade of suspects accused of being in possession of adulterated petroleum product. Mr. Dirtier also asked residents of the state to be security conscious and report any suspicious movement to the command.
Within one of these trucks lies 7,000 litres of adulterated gas. The truck, which took off from Enugu, was heading to Umuahia, the Abia state capital. And this other truck, in contrast, is loaded with unadulterated fuel. However, the truck also has hidden in a crafty manner several gallons of jerry cans filled with adulterated fuel.
More than 10 days. 7,000 liters of gas from their yard at Enugu to their branch at Umuahia here. Then on my way coming to Umuahia, I reached at around the Ubakala. I was intercepted by civil defense. They stopped me, I stopped. So that product I am carrying is not my personal product. I was set up to convert that product from Enugu to Umuahia here. I've called this morning the operational manager in Enugu. He said that they were coming from Enugu this morning, but I have not seen any of them.
The commandant NSCDC Abia State says this is another form of deception used by perpetrators of this criminal activity to fool security operatives.
We have just arrested some suspects of adulterated products which should be used by innocent Nigerians. People go about adulterating it to make ungodly wealth. It is wrong. It is unhealthy. It is callous to behave that way.
Nigeria loses billions of dollars to the activities of vandals of petroleum products. The apprehension of these vandals in Abia State is a good development, no doubt. But security operatives need to devise ingenious means to ensure that the big operatives of these nefarious activities are arrested and persecuted.
Well, June the 19th every year is marked as the World's Sickle Cell Awareness Day since 2008. Ahead of the commemoration, which comes up next Thursday, June the 19th, a group of volunteers has organized a walk in Abuja, the nation's capital city. They say the aim is to encourage Nigerians to know the genotype.
Awareness Day for sickle cell. There is no reliable statistics on the number of
we have them registered under the NGO, and we have created lots of awareness. Each year we have this annual sickle cell walk in Abuja, and then we have visited so many communities in different states. So even from our data and the kind of the number of people we have under our membership, I think we have actually done a good job. We have not gotten where we want to be, but we're on it, and we don't intend to stop.
Well, sickle cell disorder is by far one of the commonest inherited disorders in the world, with 3/4 of cases occurring in Africa. Here in Nigeria, over 40 million people are healthy carriers of the sickle cell gene, and the prevalence of sickle cell anemia is about 20 per 1,000 births. Ahead of World Sickle Cell Day 2014, our correspondent Yomi Otaigbe focuses on the need for improved management and genetic counseling on the condition which causes suffering for patients as well as their families.
You won't be able to see the face of 33-year-old Henry, who is living with sickle cell disorder. The fear of stigma has compelled him to hide his identity, but his voice tells of his experience with the inherited blood disorder.
I dare say I have more ups and downs. I have had all kinds of tough conditions, and even recently I'm having something called AVN, avascular necrosis, whereby blood doesn't get to the hip, and then the hip bone begins to die, and then walking, bearing of weight on that waist region is difficult.
Okay, what role is stigma playing in when it comes to sickle cell disorder?
There's a whole lot of stigma. I have a friend who her parents rejected somebody because the person is SS. I have female friends, I have male friends also, who their parents have kicked against SS. And even when they are SC too, nobody wants to come near them. They are like a leprous person.
Now, the fact about sickle cell disorder is that it is inherited from parents who are both carriers of hemoglobin AS, creating a 25% chance of having a child with sickle cell anemia. This is where genetic counseling comes in.
For those who already have the condition, it is vital so that they're able to take care of themselves. So genetic counseling is where they lay out everything for that client, for care, for his personal care. But having said that, the person may also want to have children, which is what most of us aspire to. In which case, it's important to say, look, you're likely to have children who have sickle cell, and these are the options open to you, and you choose your own path.
Sickle cell is a disorder that affects the red blood cells, which help transport oxygen from the lungs to the rest of the body. Normally, red blood cells are round and flexible, so they can travel freely through the narrow blood vessels. But when sickled, the period is characterized by excruciating pain.
Oh, God. Extreme cold weather, as it can bring about crisis when the children are exposed to cold, extreme cold. Cold can enter them, can trigger of pain. During hot weather too, the weather is very hot, it can trigger crisis. If it's anemia crisis, it's an emergency. If you see they are pale. But if it's pain, we teach them that they can put small towel in hot water and do hot fermentation. Apply to the area there is pain and use balm and give pain relief medicine. We say within 24 hours. It's not relieved. This child should be taken to see the doctor. But I tell them it's not always you wait for 24 hours.
Certainly, sickle cell disorder is a global health problem with psychosocial implications. The incidence of sickle cell anemia in Nigeria, according to the World Health Organization, is among the highest in the world, with about 150,000 children being born each year with the disorder. With this huge burden, here are a few suggestions on how to improve the management of the condition in Nigeria.
Education of healthcare personnel, so that wherever you go in the country, you meet a doctor, and the doctor will know about sickle cell, know when to do this or when to do that. So it's very important. Adequate supply of safe blood for transfusion. Adequate and reliable laboratory diagnostic facilities. We still see a lot of people diagnose AA when they are AS, etc. And they're thinking of introducing newborn screening, so that at the time you deliver your baby, you can tell whether the baby has sickle cell anemia or not.
Media houses need to correct every negative impression. If you have sickle cell disorder today, you have a higher chance of survival than, let's say, a decade ago.
Bone marrow transplant is the only known cure for sickle cell disease. Transplants are complex and risky procedures that are not readily available in Nigeria. So, improved management of the condition, blood testing for genotypes, and informed decision-making will go a long way towards reducing the burden of sickle cell disorders in Nigeria. Yomi Otaibu reporting for Channels Television News.
Still ahead on the news at 10, inflation rate for the month of May expected to remain unchanged as the National Bureau of Statistics prepares to release figure. That's in business news. Join us again.